One of the strangest things in Cuphead that you might not notice at first is just the sheer amount of things that are alive in Cuphead.
It's alive!
Dragons, mermaids, clowns, genies, demons, giants, yeah sure, they are pretty standard. But then you have things like vegetables, ghost trains, blimps, candy houses, billiard balls, Capri Sun flavors, dominoes, heck, even a bunch of chess pieces. Now, usually when you fight bosses, you are going for a knockout and then you capture their soul. If you have seen the Cuphead show, you will remember that it's actually pretty messed up when someone loses their soul. In the DLC though, you are simply going for the knockout to get some ingredients. No killing involved, right? Except just like many other normally dormant items, these ingredients are alive. And they can feel pain. The twist in the DLC isn't actually all that surprising. Most people can see the twist coming from a mile away. I know I did. However, what I did not see coming was just how absolutely evil and messed up Chef Saltbaker really is. So the plot of the DLC is pretty straightforward. Miss Chalice has died and lost her physical body, so she takes you to see Chef Saltbaker, who informs you that one bite of a Wondertart will bring Miss Chalice back. Although Chef Saltbaker seems nice on the surface, he is actually pretty evil and is scheming in the background. So you go around, grab all the ingredients for the Wondertart, and bring them back to the bakery, only for it to be revealed that there is a secret lab and Saltbaker manipulated you and didn't tell you that in order to make the Wondertart, you need an actual soul as an ingredient. My biggest question is, why does Chef Saltbaker want to make this in the first place? We know the tart is supposed to give you control over the astral plane, so I guess Saltbaker wants to use that power to do something? It's never fully explained. So what do you guys think? What was the purpose of the Wondertart for Saltbaker? Comment below with your thoughts and let's talk about this. I guess the leading theory is that Chef Saltbaker is just a murdering psycho, because as you may have noticed, the fight gets really dark, especially for the ingredients. Probably the most brutal crime is the fate of the desert limes, which you get from the Esther boss fight. Saltbaker literally just freaking executes them with a knife, spilling lime blood everywhere. And then minces up their lime corpses to be thrown at you like boomerangs. The distillery dough from the Anteater boss barely fares any better, as they get flattened up.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
And then Saltbaker goes all personal with his hands and just tears the dough apart with magic fingers to create animal crackers that jump at you. There's an elephant, a lion, a camel. The only reason it doesn't seem as brutal to me as the limes is that dough is normally malleable and rolled and pulled apart, so maybe they're fine. The icy sugar kill is just bad. Like a mallet and chisel to the head is a brutal way to go. And just look at the sugar's face. That's the face of a person that's scared and doesn't want to die. Then Saltbaker blows the pieces of the sugar cubes at you, and we get this bouncing pattern, and it turns out parts of Sugar's body are parryable. Beating the snow giant earns you gnome berries. And they get let off way better than the others. Saltbaker simply smashes the basket's head in, and the berries go flying out the top, while the basket, although crying, gets to live another day. The berries come down from above at an angle, and with the wrong timing can be really annoying to dodge. And then we get this really odd phase transition, where Saltbaker reaches down and grabs a glowing mushroom and puts it in his cap, which causes him to both grow significantly and become more powerful. Does anyone have any idea what this mushroom is? It might be something very obvious that I just missed. It seems like a parryable object, and visually has a somewhat faded astral look. Have we seen this item before? Either way, after using this, Saltbaker gets ballooned up and we get the worst part of the fight, where the chef constantly tosses chives down on us while we try to hit him with the pepper shakers that are shooting some kind of projectile at us. I actually can't make out what those are. Something cool to note is that by looking at the destroyed lab in the background, you can really get a sense of the absolute scale of Saltbaker in Phase 2. Once you beat Phase 2, Saltbaker's massive body is destroyed and you are left in a big pile of, you guessed it, salt. For some reason, this landscape reminded me of the end of the world area from Dark Souls 3 DLC. Anyways, in the background we can see Saltbaker's form emerge from the broken vessel, and we see him create a salt tornado while his peak heart reveals itself. You can constantly see dozens of the chef's face in the actual tornadoes, which is scary to think about. Phase 3 is really short, and it's just a pair of Saltbaker forms spinning to try and hit you while buzzsaws go back and forth. The final phase is you being trapped in by the Saltnadoes, and the heart is racing around trying to smash you. Surprisingly, after this fight ends, Saltbaker emerges from the bakery with his shaker form unbroken, which makes me wonder if everything after Phase 2 happened in the astral plane or something, which would explain the body not being broken. However, the fight does cause the bakery to collapse, so it's probably just not really explained. So yeah, Saltbaker is an extremely evil and villainous figure. In the end scenes of the DLC, we do catch glimpses of Saltbaker cooking and doing community service for the other denizens of Isle 4 that you fought. Helping the gnomes plant more gnome berries, doing some heavy lifting for the moonshine mob, scrubbing that whale's teeth, and even helping the ferryman with his boat. Saltbaker gets to work as a saloon maid for a bit, and then we get one of the biggest lore reveals in the DLC. Saltbaker has a degree in aerospace engineering. He seems to be on great terms with the King of Games, and is winning a game of checkers. Eventually, all of this leading up to Saltbaker rebuilding his bakery. And at the end, everyone seems to be happy and okay with how things turned out. Except as we have learned from the Netflix show, Cuphead and Mugman are absolute morons who can be duped by just about anyone.
We're just a couple of dum-dums. Sip it, ding-dong, she don't gotta know we're a couple of dum-dums.
Do you think Saltbaker can make up for his brutal crimes against the Limes by a little community service? What, the whole astral plane control plan is out of the window now? No way, I don't buy it. We have seen how manipulative and evil Saltbaker truly is, so there is no way he just had a random change of heart. So yeah, that's pretty much what we know about Saltbaker so far. We have the Netflix show Part 2 releasing in August, so maybe we will get some more lore there. Miss Chalice seems to still have her body intact, which makes sense given the show takes place before the game. So who knows, maybe none of them know Saltbaker before the DLC. MDHR doesn't seem to be as detailed or careful with the lore as say FromSoft or Team Cherry, but there are still cool theories to be had and connections to be made. I've got a bit of an astral plane video in the works, so let me know what your crazy theories are about the secret DLC boss and the whole astral plane concept. Also, what is that shroom? I guess the last thing I want to go over is the expert mode changes, which aren't really all that special. The projectile speed is faster and there are more of them in Phase 1. In Phase 2, he can throw up to 5 peppermint leaves and there's a second jumping flame. In Phase 3, there are 2 saw blades and the salt bodies bounce even more rapidly and jump a little higher. And in the final phase, the salt heart moves much faster. I kind of wish there was a secret phase to the fight, but all in all, it's a great duel, and the expert mode battle is really tense. This fight features what may be the best animation in the game, and MDHR really just seems to have gone all out. I can't wait for their next project in 10 years.
Channel needs more subscribers.